Welcome back. There is a very serious, multifaceted danger to what China is up to with respect to Taiwan and more generally to the rest of us. Unfortunately, it's not any longer confined to the non kinetic nature of that war, the unrestricted warfare in various forms economic, political, information, subversion, those sorts of things. And unfortunately, it's no longer, it seems, confined in terms, at least in the capabilities side of the equation, on the kinetics sort of aspect of China's military capabilities, to the conventional forces. There has also been a, well, dramatic transformation in their nuclear capabilities. To talk about that, I'm very pleased to have back with us one of our country's duty experts on nuclear strategy and policy and capabilities. Her name is Dr. Michaela Dodge. She is a prime figure these days in a wonderful organization, the National Institute for Public Policy, formerly served for a number of years in the Heritage Foundation and also on Capitol Hill. And we're always delighted
Having me on.
with respect to the nuclear capabilities of China. Here we have a little one in the background, so I know this is a topic that is concentrating your mind, needless to say, in terms of your progeny as well as our country.
Yes, absolutely. China is our most important strategic challenge. It is something that my sons will be thinking about, I'm sure, when they grow up. Lately, China has embarked upon what our various top level government officials called unprecedented nuclear buildup.
Mhm.
There was information revealed about China building as many as 300 silos in China to place intercontinental range ballistic missiles in them. That scale of buildup would mean that Russia no longer adheres to minimal deterrence posture, if it
China, I
ever
think you mean.
did, and
Yeah.
it's building up its forces to be on par with the United States.
I think you said Russia, but I believe you meant
No,
China in
China.
this
Yeah.
context. Yeah. Um, and those ballistic missiles, 300 of them, are believed to be capable of delivering how many warheads apiece?
I think it might be up to 10 warheads per ICBM, if not more. So we really are
I think that's
talking
right.
about significant increase in Chinese deployed capability.
Yeah. And this is, of course, not the entirety of the Chinese investment in nuclear forces at the moment, is it? It seems as though they're doing it basically across the broadest imaginable front.
Yeah, they for several years now they've been investing in other parts of what we would call nuclear triad. They're submarine launched ballistic missiles and submarines, as well as bombers. So they really want to build up robust, survivable nuclear forces, which is something that the United States has not had to contend with respect to China ever.
Right. And in terms of survivability, is it fair to say that these forces look as though they're capable or designed to be capable of a first strike, not simply surviving a retaliatory one from us?
In those quantities, we certainly that I'm sure that would be something that we would be concerned about.
Yeah, I think so too. Um, in addition to all of this, there is another aspect to the Chinese program that has been underway for a very long time, though it seems to have not gotten the attention that it warranted from our intelligence community until Dr. Phil Carber, a colleague of ours at Georgetown University, and some of his students actually became sort of aware of and wrote up this so called underground Great Wall of China. Talk a little bit about that, if you would, Michaela, as to how that fits into both the degree to which we are facing a very comprehensive challenge from the Chinese with respect to these nuclear capabilities, and and indeed can't be entirely certain about its full magnitude.
Yes, absolutely. So what they discovered was that China was digging up miles and miles of tunnels to be able to move its ICBMs. And having these tunnels makes it very difficult for the United States to know where Chinese nuclear forces are. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
way to increase survivability of one's forces. And, one could make a plausible argument to say that it made sense given China's low numbers or purported low numbers of these forces. But of course, the it becomes, I think, more concerning issue once we realize that China is going to have these 300 deployed ICBMs and then just incredibly survivable other part of nuclear
Mm-hmm.
force in the underground. Now, it
Well,
also speaks to tremendous capability and prioritization of investments
yes,
into Chinese nuclear forces because it is a very expensive mode of deployment for your forces. So expensive, we
indeed.
have never done it.
Well, and certainly I never contemplated anything on the scale. According to Dr. Carver and his team, this may involve something on the order of 3,000 miles of underground tunnels, which is a staggering project of any kind, needless to say, but specifically one associated apparently with concealing and protecting very large numbers, I would imagine, of nuclear forces. Michaela, we have to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk with you about these capabilities that the Chinese have been amassing in the context of the present danger. It seems increasingly impending danger, perhaps, of a Chinese attack on Taiwan or perhaps others, possibly including our own selves, uh, with those nuclear forces or other capabilities. More with Michaela Dodge right after this.